Like, we should start, like, I think it will work. You know, famous last words, I think it will work. Hey now, so I'm out on a windy day for a little walk, as you can tell, probably can hear as well. And what I thought I'd share with you today is a project that I work on for Jerry Day celebration, which is an annual event that's held on August 9th to celebrate the music of the Grateful Dead. So I got commissioned to create a poster for an event, and I was super happy to participate because I'm a huge Deadhead, and who doesn't want to do that? So what I'll do is I'll walk you through the whole process. I will say that there is a moment towards the end of the inking of it, which is a little bit risky. It's a little bit dangerous, and I have to say that's part of what makes, I think, traditional art great is when we take these risks and we do that stuff. So stick around for that. I look forward to walking you through the whole process. So I began this project with a sketch that I had done of Jerry in my sketchbook. Luckily, I had one of those laying around, and I created this rough pencil drawing, which I sent off to the client. There was a bunch of changes that needed to be made, so I created this one. And then from there, I scanned that in, collaged those elements together, and printed it out to create my final line work, which is just drawing over top of a printout. So while the client was looking at that and approving it, I got to work on my colors. I went through a bunch of different iterations of colors. This is the one that I really liked the most. And with the client's approval on the sketch, I got to creating the final artwork. If you look really closely, what you can see is that I'm inking on Bristol board, but underneath of it, I have the initial sketch tiled together on 4 different pieces of paper and then taped to the back of it, and using a light table to transfer that. So while I was really excited to be doing this project, the project came to me pretty much third hand. The illustrator who they originally wanted to do it couldn't do it, and then the next person referred them to me, which meant that I was pretty limited on the amount of time that I could actually spend on this. So it was as much about creating an efficient process as it was about creating a unique piece of work for the event. I really enjoyed creating the lettering for this Charlie Fogg, which is the name of the band. The way that the letters flowed together and being able to integrate the 13-point lightning bolt in the fog was pretty fun. I would really like to do some more stuff like that. I really enjoyed the lettering part of it. Once all of the inking was transferred onto the final Bristol board, I came back through with a pen and a brush and started to adjust the lines, create different thicknesses on them, and really try and get the piece to flow together nicely. So hey there. So I thought I'd just hop in the middle of the video, simply because I'm at this moment right now where I'm about to make one of the final moves on this poster, and it's sort of a make it or break it moment. And it's like, we should start, like, I think it will work. You know, famous last words, I think it will work. But it is one of those things that's very risky because it's in the final stage. I've been, inking on this poster. It is, for the most part, done. I think there's a couple small details yet to go, but just some little things. All the big pieces are in place. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to create a series of concentric circles in ink. So it's just it's a one-shot deal that I've got. And I'll walk you through the tools. I had to make a tool to get this to happen. But it's like a moment of gut churn. It's a super risky moment. So wish me luck. All right, so what do we have here? Well, so this is the ink that I've been using, which is just a Bombay black. And I've got my scratch pad here and some rags and all that kind of stuff. Here's the poster as it sits right now. And I'll put this back onto a thing real quick. I didn't break Jerry's glasses. That's actually, if you look from the side here, I'll see if I can get a view of it. there's actually a piece of an old eraser, similar to one of these guys, but just with just a piece of it cut off the end and then taped in here. And that's because I'm eventually going to be using this, which is a ruler, a ruling pen. And it's got this sharp point on the end of it, like compasses do. And I'm going to plant that in there so it doesn't actually put a hole in the paper itself. And then this is a ruling pen. And so the goal is going to be to, and this is a piece of scratch paper I'll take and I'll put some, put the compass on there. There's a regular compass, but it'll give you an idea of what we're up to. I'll put the compass on here and get it started with ink and then move into going around, and I'll obviously move the paper by the time it comes back around. But I'm going to fill in all of this shape, his mustache and beard and all that kind of stuff, and even a little bit of these shadow shapes down and through here, which is concentric circles. So that was the moment that my battery on my phone died and I had to stop recording. So I'll just have to tell you, basically what I did from there on out, which was, you saw there towards the end, I started to clean up the concentric circles and clean up the line work a little bit. So I was using a brush, I was using a pen, trying to make everything nice and smooth. And then once I had done all of that, but because I had done my color studies earlier, I was able to quickly scan it and get into doing the colors, which really didn't change all that much. So luckily the final drawing was pretty close to the final work anyway. And so I was able to kind of go through and make some slight modifications. Here's what it turned out like. So I'm pretty stoked with how it turned out. I was able to get it to the client in on time, so they were able to use it for posting on social media and their ticketing and everything like that, which was pretty cool. Another fun thing we did was we printed some shirts up. Check it out. It's my friend Jerry right there. And I want to thank Maddie Kimber for her help with that. But we tied them, we dyed them, we sold them at the event. It was a really good time. A good time was had by all. So I hope to do more of these in the future. But until next time, I'm going to beat it on down the line.